how's it going? My name is Marmik Fias and I'm here to tell you guys how the movie 300 directed by Zack Snyder was. The one thing that I really liked about this movie is its slogan. Prepare for glory! I thought it sounds pretty cool, and I have to warn you guys that there are spoilers in this video. But before I tell you anything else about the movie, I'll show you the trailer for the movie so you guys get the gist of what it's about.
We Spartans are descended from Hercules himself, taught never to retreat, never to surrender, taught that death in the battlefield is the greatest glory he could achieve in his life. Spartans, the finest soldiers the world has ever known.
It's quiet now. They came from the blackness.
Be afraid! Sparta will burn to the ground! 1,000 nations of the Persian Empire descend upon you!
What must a king do to save his world?
Instead, ask yourself, what should a free man do?
Threaten my people with slavery and death.
This is madness!
Madness.
This is Sparta! We will stand and fight! A new age has begun. An age of freedom. And all who know the 300 Spartans give their last breath to defend it! Spartans! Tonight we dine in hell! Give them nothing, but take from them everything!
We're in for one wild night.
As you guys saw, the trailer was kinda neat. It's got good dialogues, good actions, and tons of other exciting things. But let's get started on the review. So, as you guys know, that us as human species, we have fought many wars in the past, and we have kind of lost track of how many wars we've been fighting so far. We also know that there was a war between the Persian Empire and the Greeks. The Battle of Thermopylae is one of the famous from the war between the Persian Empire and the Greeks. During the battle, I believe that Spartans were the strongest men fighting, because it was kind of cool that they only had like 300 Spartans fighting against a massive Persian army. Also because Spartans had never feared anything but their law, which is to never retreat or surrender in a battle. Although one could argue that the Spartans were not strong because they left a weak spot wide open for their enemies to surround them. But one could also say that they were still the strongest because they wouldn't have died if they weren't betrayed by their own Greek fellow, Ephialtes.
Prepare for glory!
During the battle, Spartans were the strongest men fighting, by a fact that there were only 300 Spartans fighting against the massive Persian army. It is said that the Persian army was so massive that when it marched forward, the ground shook and it felt like an earthquake. There's a reason for why Snyder named this movie 300. This 300 number represents the number of Spartans fighting against the Persians. King Leonidas and a force of 300 men fighting the Persians at Thermopylae in 480 BC. It says the movie summary. HistoryNet has to say that Leonidas traces ancestry back to the demigod Heracles. He handpicked the 300 warriors under his command. Think they were stupid for only taking 300 against a massive Persian army? Well, they weren't that stupid. Considering that they needed only like few soldiers to fight to stop the Persian army entering the gate, and the gate was really small for a massive army. Here is one clip from the movie.
Is this all of them?
As you ordered. 300. All with born sons to carry on their name.
One could also say that Spartans were the strongest men fighting at the battle, because even though they knew that Persian army was massive, they still only took 300 of their best warriors. Spartans knew that they were going to be outnumbered, but all of them fought bravely till the end, and never in those moments did they think of surrendering or retreating. It is said to be that it is their law that forbids them from retreating from any battle. The Spartans feared only the law, and the law forbade them to retreat in a battle. It commanded them to stand firm always and to conquer or die. HistoryNet.
Gather round. No retreat. No surrender. That is Spartan law.
On the other hand, one could also say that Spartans were not the strongest, because when they were fighting, Ephialtes, their fellow Greek, came and warned them about the weak spot at the mountains that they were leaving behind. They knew that the enemy could surround them and slaughter them any moment. But would a small army of 300 fight the massive Persian army, or when half of them are securing the gate or half of them are guarding the mountains? When Leonidas refused that Ephialtes shall fight with them, Ephialtes betrayed the Spartans and went to tell the Persian king about the Greeks' weak spot. If Ephialtes never betrayed the Greeks, then the Spartans would have been able to hold the gate for a bit longer. Before the Persian army came, the Arcadian wanted to retreat, but Leonidas refused to retreat. The Arcadians left, and the 300 Spartans died with pride on their faces.
I am sorry, my friend. But not all of us were made to be soldiers. But as for the fight itself, I cannot use you.
To sum it all up, Spartans were the strongest men fighting at the Battle of Thermopylae, because only 300 Spartans were able to slow the massive Persian army. Also because they didn't fear anything but their law, which forbade them to retreat from any battle. And if Ephialtes never betrayed the Greeks, then the Spartans would have been able to hold the gate for a bit longer.
Prepare for glory!
I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for all your attention. Have a good day.